Live from WJZ, this is an alert day.
Now at 7, it is a first alert weather day as we are tracking a wintry mix, and you can already see some ice up here on TV Hill. Hello, everybody, and welcome to WJZ News at 7. I'm Grace Grill. Well, that weather impacting travel is our top story tonight as many are returning from their holiday plans. And to add it to the weather, there was also a slight scare at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport today. Right now, we have a crew on the way to the 140 bridge in Carroll County, where Maryland State Police have confirmed a multi-vehicle crash. Police confirm 4 people were transported to an area hospital for their injuries and say icy conditions may have contributed to the crash. Let's head over to First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin with more on how the weather is impacting those roads. Hi, Cutter.
Hi, Grace. It's the elevated roadways that are the biggest concern. For those unfamiliar, that's going to be 140 near Engler still closed. That's an elevated roadway, basically an overpass there in Westminster. Hearing multiple vehicles involved, possibly more than 10. And when you see ice accumulating on a truck bed, it's no big deal. But when it's on a roadway, that is when it gets dangerous. And that's why we have the winter weather advisory in effect until midnight, especially outside the Beltway, getting into Carroll County, Frederick County, but also Harford and Cecil counties, upper portions of the eastern shore. Potential for slick travel is still there. In fact, we're still getting a little bit of freezing rain and sleet falling across parts of the metro. Now, if you're watching from Anne Arundel County, if you're watching from Talbot County, Dorchester County, no worries there. But from Chestertown over to Baltimore, up to Uniontown, and basically points north from there, the risk of additional sleet and freezing rain will continue as the showers move through the area and temperatures hover right around the freezing mark. Some good news, though. The temperature, as rain and a wintry mix tapers off, could climb a degree or two, allowing for some melting, but at least now through midnight, be aware. North side of town, getting into Carroll County, it is a slick go of it. And again, we already have had at least a couple of crashes out there, and we'll continue to monitor the condition and more cold on the way. Coming up in the Super 7-day forecast. Grace.
All right, Cutter, thank you very much. And now let's look to the skies as service at BWI Airport was resumed after it was paused while law enforcement investigated an unattended bag. For at least an hour this afternoon, service was suspended and no cars were allowed on the terminal roadway at BWI. A spokesperson for the airport said law enforcement was investigating an unattended bag and later determined there was no threat. Meanwhile, a major winter storm impacting the Northeast is disrupting holiday travel. According to FlightAware, about 115 flights have been delayed and more than 90 flights have been canceled at BWI alone. We caught up with some passengers.
We got on our flight, sat down in our seats, and they told us via text that our connecting flight was canceled. And so I tried to get off the plane to go see a ticket agent because we were one of the first people on the plane. They wouldn't let me off the plane. They said you have to do it when you get to Baltimore.
And on the road, crews have been in place to make sure people can safely head home or go to their next stop for the holidays. Dennis Valera is by I-83 in Baltimore reporting for us tonight on how crews weren't able to pre-treat the roads.
The State Highway Administration wasn't able to pre-treat roads ahead of the storm, just given how wet it is. Now, just like our First Alert weather team, people have been keeping a close eye on this storm to make sure that their trips aren't interrupted too badly.
Whether they came from Florida, North Carolina, or just heading to another part of Maryland.
We left earlier.
We've been on it for quite a while. This yesterday about 6 in the morning.
People started their travel Friday earlier than planned after seeing a wintry mix headed for the area.
I left as early as I could and try to minimize my stops. So I'm scheduled to get there probably around 3. I think the snow starts around 4.
Even before the storm hit, traffic slowed down on various stretches on I-95. AAA says through the weekend, it's best to hit the road before 11 a.m. or after 8 p.m.
We had another place to stop at before making our final stop in Philadelphia. So, but yeah. And we're trying to beat the weather, but I don't know. I think we're going into the weather, to the bad weather.
The State Highway Administration has been planning out its response for days due to the nature of the storm. Crews are focused on salting all the roads they can.
Because ice is nobody's friend, and the pavement temperatures and air temperatures are going to be right around the freezing level. So that makes salt highly effective in treating the roads.
The statewide operations center has switched to emergency operations, keeping tabs on conditions and where to best place crews to keep travelers moving along.
Not bad.
No, it's been pretty good. We have our slow moments, but it's been good.
The State Highway Administration has a number of online resources to help you with your trip planning, including a map that gives crews real-time locations. Now you can find a link to that on our website, WJZ.com. Reporting on your corner in Baltimore, I'm Dennis Valaire for WJZ.
All right, Dennis, thank you. And this weather could also impact your morning commute. Stay with our first alert weather team by downloading the free CBS News app and get alerts sent straight to your phone.